What is going on YouTube? Team Gradelock here. I'm your host Enrico, and I gotta say to all my wonderful, beautiful faces in the world, just miss you, love you, love you. Now for today's video, we're doing a combo play of Chatnoir. If you guys don't know, Chatnoir recently got new support from the Zoo Awakening. I actually did a deck profile of Chatnoir. I'm gonna leave a link to that video in the description box down below for you guys to check it out. Now in this video, I'm gonna break down all the combos, all the great plays that Chatnoir could do now. Chatnoir beforehand was pretty okay, but now Chatnoir has a broken, amazing combo play that can actually defeat your opponent that turn. Now again, this video is not to say, oh, Chatnoir is like the #1 deck in the format, but hopefully this video can gain your interest to actually test out Chatnoir or play Chatnoir, and maybe it might be fun, who knows. Now first we're going to start off with the first combo of the deck. The first combo you can activate either first turn, second turn, or third turn. I highly recommend to activate it in the first turn. Now if you guys don't know, the Gifted Bear effect basically is rest it, discard a grade 3, search the deck for another grade 3 and add it to your hand. Basically that grade 3 has to be Honorary Professor, pretty simple. But end phase he does retire himself, so it's kind of a -1, but depending on what you do that turn. Also keep in mind, you don't have to counterblast for his effect, you don't have to attack a Vanguard for his effect, so you can do this during the main phase, which is actually more beneficial because then you can activate other plays to stack on top of his retirement effect. So let's just say this is our hand. What you're going to want to do first turn basically is ride grade 1, which doesn't do anything. Then you're going to call your Duckbill, target, then call your 2 Meeksa Brews. Both of them are going to target the same Gifted Bear. Gifted Bear's effect activates, rest, discard a grade 3, switch your deck out for another grade 3, add it to your hand. End phase, he will retire himself, so his purpose is pretty much fulfilled. Then you can attack your opponent by rushing him with all your grade 1s, which is kind of like a grade 1 rush deck. If you guys notice, this is basically the same game plan that Big Belly does now. Big Belly now has a grade 1 rush tactic, and now you can carry that towards the new Chatnoir build. So end phase, he will retire himself. The first thing you're going to do is draw a card for Duckbill. Pretty broken, we drew a Cran Tiger. Then you're going to activate both of these skills. Search your deck out for any grade 3 and add it to your hand. Most likely you're going to search out for another Chat Savage, which is always the right play. And you're going to search out for another Chatnoir. Now the main reason why I'm drawing first for Duckbill is just for the fact that for Duckbill, you have the potential of drawing into the grade 3 you actually already need. So let's say you activate Duckbill's effect first and you actually draw into the Chat Savage. So that's pretty good, we drew into Chat Savage. Then with the other Meeksa Brews, instead of searching out for a Chat Savage, I have the option to search out for another grade 3, which could be the Chatnoir Stride Break. Now that play can be flawed, but it's one of the most logical plays I can see happening. Activate Duckbill's effect first, draw into the grade 3 you need, and then activate Meeksa Brews effects afterwards to search out for other grade 3s that you might possibly need. Now on to the next combo play. Let's say you're on your 5th or 6th turn. By that turn you're going to want to do your whole Stride, Breakride, Stride combo. Now for that combo you want to start off by at least having 3 to face up damage. You're going to also want to have at least 2 face up cards in your G-Zone. And you're going to need to have at least a decent board. Now let's just say this is our hand. Of course you want to Stride into your new Super Mega Chatnoir. Stride Break skill, counterblast 1. Search your deck out for any Chatnoir. Put it as your new heart, and then put this back into our hand. So we have a new heart, which is the old Chatnoir. Shuffle, shuffle. And since we actually added this card back to our hand, we can actually call it to the rear guard for 11k attacker. Now let's just say we're going to attack Vanguard, then attack with a new Chatnoir. Chatnoir skill basically only activates at the end of the battle. So what we're going to do is first, obviously, drive check. 1, 2, 3. Critical trigger, we're going to put all effects to this rear guard, which we haven't attacked or boosted yet with. And heal trigger, we'll also put it on the rear guard that we haven't attacked or boosted yet. At the end of the battle, his skill does go off. Counterblast 1. Discard 3 cards, and you can also discard the same 3 cards you actually draw check into. Put this card back in the G-Zone. Then you can put on top of it any Honorary Professor. I'll put on top of it the Chatnoir. Now, the Breakride does go off, but also his effect goes off. His effect is basically you can discard any Honorary Professor from your hand. Let's say we discard a Chatnoir. Then you can put a Stride unit on top of him without actually striding during your main phase. Now with him, you only have 2 Stride options to put on top of him. The only 2 Stride options you actually have is the Immortality Professor and the old first Chatnoir Stride. Now for this combo, you want to put the Immortality Professor. This card basically does is whenever this card attacks, count +1, flip over a card in your G zone. For each card in your G zone, you can call up to units, and whenever they attack, give +4 to themselves. End phase, draw a card, and then that unit retires. So what we're going to want to do is attack my opponent, effect, count +1, flip over a card in my G zone. Then, since I have 4 face-up cards in my G zone, I can call up to 4 units. And of course, I'm going to call these cards to the board, the last cards in my hand, which is going to be here, here, and here. So these units will retire. It's a good sacrifice. Now, keep in mind, these do have the effect of the Stride unit, but these also have the effect of the Breakride. So whenever these units attack, give +4 to itself automatically, and then you can also give +4 to another rearguard, and then the effects do stack. So let's do our drive checks. So 1, 2, and 3. We got nothing. It's pretty cool. But then we have 2 more attacking rearguards. Now, if you guys do remember, we actually have 2 triggers on this duck bill. So this duck bill is technically a 17k. So what we're going to want to do is attack, boosting, attack my opponent's Vanguard. This is a 24k column. Effect of the Stride, +4 to himself. So it's going to be 28. And then the Breakride skill, another +4, we can actually put it either on him or him, but we're going to put the +4 here, which is going to make it a 32k base column. So it's going to be 32k base to your opponent. Then the final one, attack, +4 to itself because of the Stride, and then I can give another +4 to itself because of the Breakride skill. So when this attacks my opponent, it's a 24k column. Now keep in mind, in that one turn, I did 6 attacks. 2 of those attacks were actually my Vanguard with 2 triple drives. Now, I know my drive checks were pretty not good, but just the fact that you're having 2 triple drives in one turn, and God forbid you actually might hit a critical trigger or multiple critical triggers, your opponent can't guard everything. That's a pretty aggressive turn if you ask me. A lot of players are really underestimating Chatnoir. I think with this whole new combo, Chatnoir has a fighting chance against the new meta. I think Chatnoir is very aggressive. Only problem is Chatnoir is very combo reliant, meaning that you need certain cards in your hand, you need certain pieces in your hand. If you don't have them, the deck will not go off. Now, if your opponent actually lives that turn, at the end of that turn, you're going to draw 2 cards from the Stride, and then you're also going to draw 2 cards from the Breakride. So you're going to draw 4 cards in total. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty good. And then end phase, basically everything's going to die. If your opponent actually lived throughout that turn, that means they discarded at least 10 cards because they're stopping 4 Breakride attacks, and they successfully stopped 2 Vanguard attacks with triple drives. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully this video can inspire you guys to play Chatnoir. Chatnoir is a very underestimated deck right now, but Chatnoir is now very aggressive due to having a Stride, Breakride, Stride turn. If you guys have any suggestions, any other combo plays that I didn't go over, please leave a comment down below and tell me exactly what I missed or what other combos out there is there for Chatnoir, and we can discuss about it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I guarantee you we're going to have more combo videos. If you like more combo videos, please hit that like button. Comment down below saying you want more combo videos of different clans, and I can guarantee you we're going to have more videos. As for instance, we're going to have a Maelstrom video coming up soon. And always guys, may the critical trigger forever be in your favor. Deuces.